May December is a new Netflix psychological thriller directed by Todd Haynes, and it's got some serious acting pedigree in here. Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore anchor this cast. And you also have what's-his-face. I think he's from Riverdale, right? Yes, Charles Melton played Reggie on Riverdale. So what do we got here? 20 years after their notorious tabloid romance, a married couple buckle under the pressure when a Hollywood actress played by Natalie Portman meets them to do research for a film about their past. And the most disturbing thing about this married couple is the age gap. Julianne Moore's character had an affair with Charles Melton's character when Melton's character was only 13 years old. Yeah, like that is seriously disgusting. So I am sitting here today honestly dumbfounded. Like, how does this movie of all things have a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes? Because I sat through this stinker and I honestly do not get the universal acclaim that it's getting. Like, I honestly kind of hate this movie. Like, I swear, I'm not making this up. I'm not joking when I say this, but I just could not stand this thing. This, to me, might be the most overrated feature of 2023, which sucks because it is so apparent that these actors are giving it their all. Portman and Moore are both very famous and they're both very talented actresses. Charles Melton has so much potential, seriously. Like, these three are doing all they can with the material that they have. But I don't know what it is. As much empathy as these screenwriters try to establish, especially for Julianne Moore, like, I just can't find any empathy for any of these people. Even the victims in this so-called case, like, there's just nothing interesting about them. And yet they're going for this documentary filmmaking style. And I'm sorry, this cinematography is just utterly atrocious. Now, I'm gonna roast myself for a second here, but when I started on this medium about 3 to 4 years ago, I was shooting on the jankiest tablet you could ever imagine. This big budget Netflix movie looked about as good as my videos when I started doing this. Pretty damn awful. And probably the most deplorable thing about this movie for me, in addition to not really relating to any of the characters, honestly, it's the addition of Natalie Portman's character altogether. And I'll give this movie credit for having a cool enough concept. There's a whole scene, and I don't even care about spoiling in this movie because I really don't think it's worth your time. But there is a whole scene where Natalie Portman is leading this lecture in this high school drama class, and someone asks her, why do you take these parts even if you don't really agree with their real-life actions? And that's a really intriguing question that I often get when I play villains, and I'm an actor myself. I play the villain all the time. That's always the challenge for me, even though I never agree with what any of these people are doing. The challenge as an actor is basically to justify the action, and basically to sell the facts that you are this horrible creature. Natalie Portman's character as this actor sort of answers that question, but not really. And then by the finale of this movie, when she actually does start to get into Julianne Moore's character's psyche, and Julianne Moore's character is a sick freak, mind you. Like, once she gets really method into it, like, that just leaves me with no empathy for anybody. Well, that is maybe except for the victim in this case, Charles Melton's character. I feel really bad for him. Because again, this is a guy with so much potential, but his character is so freaking hollow. And to my recollection, the movie never really comes to his defense. Honestly, and this is how I would have done it, I feel like May December, there's an idea in there. There's a really, really meaty crime thriller just waiting to burst out of its own bubble there. But instead, you just add this unnecessary layer of having a famous actress come in to try and tell this story. And it just didn't vibe well with me at all, and it didn't really sit well with me as an actor. I really don't feel like it represents what we as actors who play villains actually do. Because again, the challenge as an actor is having to justify the villain's actions within the confines of the story. But then when the line starts to blur into real life, yeah, this movie really, really, really left a sour taste in my mouth, man. Well, not to mention the cinematography and the bombastic musical score that is just always in your ear, and it always jars the crap out of you. Like, I'm honestly still sitting here just as bamboozled as I was when I started. Like, how do people love this movie? Like, I honestly do not get it. If someone down in the comments wants to feel free to explain or defend this movie, like, I'm all ears, man. That's what videos like this are all about, to kind of put my opinion out there, and then to respectfully debate whether or not a movie is good. So feel free to leave a comment on what you thought of May December, as long as you're respectful about it, but I'll be honest, guys. This really just wasn't for me. I'm gonna give May December a D. Yeah, Portman and more tried, but this sucked. Stay as far away from May December as you possibly can. But who knows, with its 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, there are bound to be people who love this movie. And I'm sure you lovely people watching this might enjoy it more than I do. But guys, I love discussing all new things in movies and entertainment on the regular. This channel is a great place to be. It's a great community that we built over here, and y'all are invited to join us. So please do consider subscribing and tap on that thumbs up on your way out. That would be a humongous help. And stay tuned for more videos very soon. Hopefully we can get some better movies this month in May, December. In fact, I know we can. Wonka and the Iron Claw are still on the docket. And I can't wait to talk about both of those movies and review them for you guys. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much again for tuning in. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.